So thanks so much for joining this webinar on Heritance Aarah in the Maldives. We've started working with this property in the last couple of months, and it's a really exciting addition to our small world marketing portfolio. As many of you know, we are Africa specialists, but actually we have a lot of knowledge from the Indian Ocean. I used to be UK manager for Seychelles Tourist Office, so I know the Indian Ocean very well. And we in the past have never really worked with a Maldives client, mainly because we've been so busy with Africa, but also I was always very aware that the Maldives market is quite a saturated market. And when Heritance Aarah approached us earlier in the year, we did quite a lot of research before taking them on as a client. And one of the reasons why we took them on is, for me, they really kind of fit a gap in the market, which is evidently needed. And that is that they are really, really good for families, and they're also all-inclusive, but very, very well priced. So they're what you call premium all-inclusive. And I hope that through this presentation, I'll be able to illustrate just how well they work for families and for couples alike. So in terms of location, they're located in the Raa Atoll in North Mali. So it's about a 40-minute seaplane transfer from Mali International Airport. And when you arrive at Mali International Airport, you are met by a Heritance Aarah host who will then help you with your transfer to the domestic terminal, which is about a 5-minute short transfer through from the international terminal to the brand new domestic terminal. It literally had opened about a month before we arrived a couple of weeks ago. So it's brand new. It's really beautiful, air conditioned, very, very comfortable. Heritance Aarah will have its own lounge area. So if your guests do have to wait for a seaplane transfer, it's going to be a very comfortable, very enjoyable experience for them. The domestic terminal overlooks the seaplane area where the seaplanes are coming and going, and it's just a stunning, stunning location from which to arrive in Mali. So it's a really lovely experience at the start of their holiday. So this is the island itself. It's 150 villas, and what's very exciting about the size of this island is that actually, because it is so large, there are 6 different restaurants, which means there's a real variety of dining experiences for guests to have, and each restaurant is very small. So with 150 villas, there's never going to be more than, say, 30 couples per restaurant. So it's a really diverse dining experience, which is really good, particularly for guests who are maybe staying there longer. It's nice to be able to eat in different restaurants every night, and that's what they do so well. So the combination is split between beach villas and overwater villas. So there are 68 villas on the island, and then 82 over the water, and they're split into seven different categories. But first, when you arrive, this is how you arrive. This is a very typical seaplane transfer, and it is an utterly beautiful flight from Mali. It's about 40 minutes, and you fly over the island. It's 50 shades of blue. It's just stunning, and you can see this little island just underneath you, just like jewels in the sea. And then you land by seaplane here, and you come to the reception area, and you're given a traditional Maldives welcome at the reception area, the reception jetty, and you walk down the jetty, and it's the most. Actually, no, you don't. You actually get met by your butler and your golf cart, and you're driven down the jetty, and it's the most azure blue underneath the jetty. So it's the most stunning way to arrive on the island. And your butler then takes you to reception, and he will set you up on a WhatsApp group with him. And it works brilliantly here because there's so much going on the island that actually your butler keeps you up to date with restaurant bookings, with what's going on in terms of activity, with spa treatments. If you need to be picked up anywhere on the island, he can come and pick you up. So initially I was a bit apprehensive about how the butler system works, but actually you quickly become absolutely reliant on your butler, and it's a really, really lovely friendship that's actually struck up because he looks after you throughout the whole of your stay, and it's brilliant because he gets you very organized. And yeah, as I say, it's amazing how quickly Alice and I became reliant on the butler. We actually forgot we had legs until we realized we could actually walk around the island itself. You don't have to get the golf cart everywhere. Yes, the island is split into 2 different accommodation types, on the beach and then over the water as well. So the beach villas, starting with the beach villas, are kind of entry-level category. So these are 1,000 square feet. So they're very large. They've got a lovely decked area. It's about a 20-meter walk straight onto the beach, straight into the ocean. So it's a great location. Really big, spacious sitting room area, sun deck, indoor and outdoor bathroom, and plenty of space. If you've got clients who've got young children, we can easily fit an extra bed in here, and they've also got a day bed that can be made into an extra bed as well. So if you've got young kiddies, you can definitely fit them in the same room as the adults as well. Beautiful indoor bathroom. And then we also have the beach villas, which are sunset pool villas. So they're essentially exactly the same as a beach villa, but with a plunge pool added on as well. So that's at the front, overlooking the beach as well. We've got a lovely desk area here, and for each villa you get a your choice of a wine and a sparkling wine. So you have a fully stocked mini bar, and you also have your choice of spirits as well. So if you like your gin and tonics or your vodkas, they put a bottle of spirits in there as well, and that's all included. This is one of the key things about Heritance Aarah. They are premium, all-inclusive. They have 92 wines on their wine list. And I actually met an agent last week whose French husband was a real wine expert, and they'd been to Heritance Aarah and they could not believe the wine that was included. So it's your guests really do not have to put their hand in their pocket to pay for anything else whilst they are at the Maldives, because as I'm sure you know, if you do have all-inclusive and have to pay extra, it's very expensive to get wine down in the Maldives. So this is one of the key selling points for Heritance Aarah. They are incredibly generous with what they include in the all-inclusive. This is the bathroom leading to the outdoor bathroom. They also have an indoor shower as well as an outdoor shower for guests who don't like showering under the stars, but it is utterly beautiful. And there's a screen that comes down at night, separating the indoor bathroom and the outdoor bathroom. And they're a beautiful plunge pool as well, but right on the beach. The family beach villas are essentially the same design as the beach villas, but they are interconnected from an internal hallway. So you come in the front door here, you have the internal hallway here, you have the master bedroom one side, twin bedroom the other, they have a bathtub one side and a jacuzzi the other, and then they both have outdoor bathrooms as well. And the family beach pool villas are exactly the same, but with a pool as well. Moving to our ocean villas, our overwater villas. So there are 82 villas over the water, and they're split into ocean villas, which are like these, and then our ocean suites, which are a duplex, so 2-story. With a pool as well. So our ocean villas are exactly the same interior style as the beach villas, but they are just located over the water. And what I would always recommend is actually doing almost a twin center. So having some time on the beach and then also over the water as well. Funny enough, people always think they want to be over the water, but actually often once they've stayed there, they actually prefer the beach villas. They love the idea of just being able to walk out onto the beach, but it's also incredible to be located over the water, because that is what the Maldives is all about. And what's amazing is when we were there, we actually stepped down the steps from our room and then went swimming underneath, and straight away we were swimming with a turtle right underneath our room. So it was quite phenomenal. So the overwater villas are located like this, and they also are designed, just like the beach villas, indoor bathroom. They obviously don't have an outdoor bathroom area. You walk into your jetty, and then you have your bedroom and your decked area and your steps going right down into the ocean. So again, like the beach villas, they have 2 bottles of wine and a bottle of your chosen bottle of your spirits. So plenty of alcohol included in your stay, and the steps going right down into the ocean, which is just stunning. They are located relatively close to each other, but they have a wooden kind of screen in between each villa, and as you can see here, they're designed so they're on a curve, so they're kind of staggered, so you definitely cannot see into anyone's villa next door, so it's very private. And then the ocean suites, so these are actually in a different location in the map. I'll just show you quickly here. If I go back to the map at the beginning, so you have the so here we have the ocean villas. The beach villas are obviously all around the island. The ocean villas are here, and then the ocean suites are in this little pier of rooms over here. And this whole area is adults only. So it is really popular for honeymooners in particular. This is number 13 is the largest overwater infinity pool in the Maldives. And they also have number 14 is our private, is our beautiful restaurant, which is only open to ocean suites guests. So it's almost like kind of slightly more exclusive premium area, couples area of the resort. And the ocean suites themselves are duplex, so they are 2-story. Let's get back to where I was. And so very big and spacious. They all have their own plunge pools. So you walk in off the jetty here. You have the living room downstairs, kitchen area, desk area, downstairs bathroom, then decked area. And the kitchen, the wine fridge has 6 bottles of your choice of wine in it. And it also can be changed twice a day. So you can actually, if you had clients that were very big drinkers, they could have plenty of wine to drink throughout the day. And that's not even including all the drinks you get included with your meal and cocktails and things throughout the resort as well. So these are the ocean suites. So they are 2 stories. Their master bedroom is up above. And they are, the whole resort was designed with a Maldives architect who really kind of kept the Maldives style of the property, of the traditional Maldives style of architecture. So the master suite is on the 1st floor, so you have these beautiful views out to sea. And because of the way the thatch is designed, you cannot see anything else other than your direct view out to the ocean, which is stunning. And they all have these lovely big plunge pools, big decked areas with swing seats on them, big lounge areas. So this is the master suite with the elevated, raised view, and then the lounge area downstairs with they've got a big glass kind of window on the floor, so you can see down to the ocean underneath you, which is really fun. And again, like the overwater villas, you can step down the steps straight into the ocean, and there you are swimming with the turtles. The ocean residence is at the end of this pier of ocean suites, and it is a 3-bedroom residence. So it's really good for families. It has a very large master suite upstairs, and then a suite downstairs, and then also a 3rd bedroom is a smaller, more nannies or younger children bedroom as well, but it has separate dining and sitting room area as well, and this beautiful big long infinity pool. And this is the only villa on this row that actually allows children as well, but really big and spacious, and this stunning infinity villa as well. And then in terms of dining experiences, this is one of the USPs of Heritance Aarah. So they have 6 restaurants on the resort, and they're all very, very different, which means that guests staying there for a longer period of time will never get bored. They don't even need to eat in the same restaurant twice. They're all very different styles, different themes, and 2 of them are actually 4 of them are totally included in all the accommodation stays, and 2 of them are BAANI is included in for the ocean suites as well. Hatha is this one here is our urban street food teriyaki kind of chef's table style. So that is only for guests that book into there. So it's an extra $50 surcharge. And the reason for that is there's only 10 seats around the table. So rather than including everyone, and then guests, just because it's all inclusive that they expect they can just get in, but actually by having a slight premium, it means that people actually take time to book it and appreciate the fact that it is a much more small and exclusive experience. This is RANBA, which is our main restaurant, which is where most of the guests come for breakfast. Beautiful spot right on the beach, more buffet style. RALU is the restaurant at the end of the ocean villa kind of wing. And this is brilliant for sunset. It has a really cool rum bar here, which is really, and it faces the sun going down, which is lovely. GINIFATI is our seafood restaurant. This is one of the most popular restaurants. They have these lovely little kind of pods where guests can eat underneath the thatched pods. And this one here, the larger pod, is for families or for groups. And when you get to GINIFATI, you have a whole spread of seafood and what catch has been caught that day. You can choose how you want your fish cooked, or you can choose from the menu. But what I loved about this restaurant is our chef, our waiter was brilliant, because we told him which wine we'd had and what we enjoyed and what food we enjoyed. And they then created the menu for us, which was just an amazing experience. AMBULA is our award-winning heritage cuisine restaurant. So this tends to be more Sri Lankan, Maldivian food. And when we were there, we had this amazing 7-course tasting menu with matching wine, which was just phenomenal. It was like an unbelievable fine dining experience. And this is included in your guest stay. This is Hatha, which is our street food kind of chef's table style experience. So as you can see, only 10 to 12 people can sit around this table. So they have 2 sittings per evening, but guests do have to book in. But this is where the butler is brilliant, because he will then encourage guests to get organized and book them in for ahead of their stay. BAANI is our restaurant, which is only available for the ocean suites kind of wing. This is for guests staying in ocean suites, and it again is tends to be mainly seafood, but really beautiful dining. And again, we had a tasting menu here with wine pairing as well. Then our dining experiences. This is our floating breakfast, which was the most ridiculous amount of food, but it was really fun, and it's mainly created, I think, for Instagram generation, to be honest, but it was still a really, really fun experience to have. They bring the breakfast to you, you can have it in your pool. The middle shot is of the teriyaki chef's table experience. And then one of my favorite experiences was with our chefs created a Sri Lankan dining experience. So they actually showed did a cooking kind of experience as to how they cook different Sri Lankan curries, and we ate it, and we also came home with the recipes. I have recreated the recipe, not nearly as well as they did, but it was still utterly delicious. And then 5 different bars. We have a Sky Bar, which is a great sundowner spot. We have FALHU Bar, which is an amazing whiskey bar, and they have a whiskey sommelier. And he even got me enjoying a whiskey, and I don't normally like whiskey, but it's really delicious. And then RALU is our rum-based cocktail restaurant. BANDHI Bar is our kind of probably main restaurant area where most of the families stay. They have a pizza shack here. And so this is more kind of during the day where you're hanging out, lovely big pool, and then stretching to the sea and then the ocean as well. The Sky Bar is a great spot for sundowners. It's elevated, so you have this lovely view over the property. This is the infinity pool bar. This is the largest infinity pool in the Maldives, and this is at the end of the ocean suites area. So this is the area that's just strictly for guests staying in the ocean suites, an adult only area. FALHU Bar is attached to BAANI restaurant, which again is a part of the ocean suites kind of wing. So again, this is only for guests staying in the ocean suites. And RALU Bar is our rum-based, rum kind of expert bar, and a great spot for sundowners. But the cocktails are amazing. One of the fun things I really enjoyed is telling them the kind of drinks that we liked, and then they created something for us, which was always very, very much appreciated, because I can never decide what cocktail to have from a cocktail list. In terms of activities and experiences, there's so much to do and see on the island. When we went down there for 5 nights, and when they first booked us in, I thought that was quite a long time for a fam trip, but actually you quickly realize it just wasn't. You could very, very happily spend at least 7 nights here and do something different every night. So they have outdoor cinema. This is the main pool, the BAANI pool, which is beautiful to come and hang out at. They have a whole recreation area. So they have pool tables, they have table tennis, they have a games room, like a PlayStation room, they have tennis courts, they have badminton courts, they have a gym. I mean, for teenage kids, there's so much to do. It's a really, really well-equipped gym as well. But yeah, as I say, tennis courts, they're doing a paddle tennis, I think it's called, court as well, which is big in Europe apparently. And they also have one of the biggest kids clubs in the Maldives, particularly good for kids aged 4 to 12. But we can look after children younger. They actually have a nanny service that is a surcharge, but they can look after children younger as well. They have different rooms for different age kids. They can do different activities. And one of the things that I really enjoyed is on the island, they actually have a cultural village. So you can go into the cultural village. You can see how the traditional Maldivian village was set up. You can learn about the history, and every Wednesday night they have a guided tour around the village, so guests can actually learn more about the Maldives culture and history. They can also do cool things like coral gardening, but also a very popular activity is our MEDISPA. So there are 6 treatment rooms in total. They have well-being treatments like massages, facials, but they also have, it's a MEDISPA, so they can also do face screening. They can do certain kind of minor procedures. So you can go back, you can stay for a week and go back looking totally refreshed. Other activities that are included, when you stay in the beach villas, 3 activities are included, and in the ocean suite, 7 activities are. So other activities that are included, we have sunset cruise, we have dolphin excursion, we have non-motorized water sports, we have a village tour. So there's loads of different activities you can do. They have a whole water sports center. We have diving, snorkeling. Every guest gets their mask and snorkel when they first arrive, and they can go out snorkeling whenever they want. There's a reef all the way around the island, so they can just go off, take a kayak out, or go snorkeling on their own. Or they can do a guided. There's also an excursion that is a guided snorkeling excursion as well. And then diving. The Raa Atoll is one of the best places for diving in the Maldives. And it is amazing. It's about half an hour boat ride from Honeyfaru Bay, which is where the manta rays come in and feed. And it is absolutely kind of like diving gold. So if you're a keen diver, I've never dived in kind of coral reefs like it, and just off the main island as well. It was just amazing. They also have very clear kayaks, so you can kayak with a clear bottom kayak, so you can see all the coral underneath you, and the dolphin excursion. So we saw 3 pods of dolphin. One was about 200 dolphin deep. So it's a really, really fun activity. One of my favorite things is, particularly for me, having had so much experience with Africa, and particularly the cultural element of Africa, was actually having the local island tour. It's something you don't always hear about in Maldives. And next to the island is actually an island where a lot of the staff from the island come from, and they actually actively encourage guests to do an island tour, and this is included in your stay. And this is not voyeuristic at all. You're taken around by 2 members of staff who come from the island. This one on the left-hand side was him actually taking us into his home to meet his family, and it's a really lovely experience. Most of the staff, the people who live on the island, actually work in the hotel or neighbouring hotels, and it's amazing to see. You know, this is a school. This is just to have an insight into local Maldivian life, and it's about a 5-minute boat ride from the island. So it's something that every guest, well, they won't do, but it's a really interesting thing to go and do. So lots of different activities included. I think I've covered most of them, but essentially there's enough to keep you and families very busy for a very long, very long stay. And then just a quick word on the sustainability. So Heritance Aarah was built 3 years ago, and the architect's actually a Maldivian designer. And when they built the property, they built it very much with LED gold. They had a lot of advice in terms of a building, and they are now leadership. They have gold certification for leadership in energy and environmental design. They're the only ones in the first property in the Maldives to get the gold certification, and they're also the first green rated building in the Maldives. So sustainability is a big part of what they do in terms of actually the ongoing day-to-day sustainable activities. All grey water, wastewater is recycled and reused for gardening or flushing, WC flushing systems. Their food waste compost is converted to compost and for island agriculture. There's all 30% energy efficient. And the hot water is actually generated through the heat recovery system from the generator. In terms of their solar energy, they save about 30% of the total energy load, having installed over 1,000 solar panels. And in terms of their staff education and welfare, they have a really thorough talent development program, which if any of you are interested in, I'll be very happy to send on more information. So I've just told you all this, and I haven't told you roughly how much it costs. So these are average prices. So in low season, they're lower than this, and high season, they're higher than this. They always have really competitive offers as well. So either if you want to get a direct contract or book through your DMC, it's always really worth keeping an eye on their offers because they're very, very competitive. So our 51 beach villas, they're an average rate of $866 per villa. And don't forget, this is fully inclusive. This is a premium all inclusive, so they won't have to pay anything else when they're actually on the island. Our pool villas, beach villas start from $1,300, no, they average $1,300 per villa. Family is $2,400, and then the ocean villas is $1,200 on average per villa. Ocean suites is $2,265, and then ocean residence is with 3 bedrooms is $6,400. So just a few fun facts. We are the first BBC travel partner in the Maldives. They have a personal butler for all the room categories. And after 3 months of opening, we won, I didn't realize, but there's actually a culinary Olympics. And we won the Maldivian Culinary Championship. And then in 6 months, they won the South Asian Culinary Championship. And we also won 16 medals in the Culinary Olympics held in Germany in 2020. And it was the highest medal tally by a single hotel in the Indian Ocean. So the food really, really is something to shout about. It is incredible. 2 bottles of your preferred brand of alcohol provided daily, and as I say, particularly if you're staying in the ocean suites, you have 6 bottles of wine that can be changed twice a day if you wanted to. Dedicated vegan menu in each restaurant, and it's also got one of the largest kids clubs in the Maldives and the first MEDISPA in the Maldives. So there's a lot to see and do at Heritance Aarah. For those of you who wanted to, we actually have, for those of you based in the UK, we actually have a sales manager over for World Travel Market the week after next, but also back again in the beginning of December. So if you wanted to meet him in person, do let me know, because I'd be very happy to organise that for you. But that is the end of the presentation. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. And do let me know if you have any more questions. It is the most heavenly spot and plenty to see and do to keep you busy whilst there. Meredith, yep, I will send a price list. And also another thing, for those of you who are joining us internationally, Heritance Aarah have reps in most different markets. So if you are based in the US or Australia or anywhere else, I will actually connect you directly with your rep from your market. But thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Let's see quickly. Yeah, thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. And please let me know if you have any more questions. I have recorded the presentation, so I will be following up with you. So you have a recording of the presentation and also the PowerPoint presentation you can download as well. Thanks so much.